The overused smile. A real smile fades naturally. A fake one either stays frozen like they're posing for a passport photo, or disappears so fast you'd think their face got an error message. Ever seen someone smile so hard it looked like their muscles were begging for mercy? Yeah, that's not joy, that's performance. Used by bad actors, customer service workers who left this job in their mind 6 months ago, and your cousin who only calls when they need money. The biggest red flag? When their smile shuts off mid-sentence like a light switch. Yeah, they were never happy to see you. Blink rate increase. Me? Talk behind your back? Never. Blink, blink, blink. Oh, really? Then I guess a full sandstorm hit your eyes. In February, in Alaska. Rapid blinking happens when someone lies because their brain goes into stress mode and their body reacts. Their eyes blink more than usual as their mind struggles to keep the story straight, making it an easy tell. Keep watching. At this rate, they might just blink out the entire conversation word for word. Over-explaining a simple point. Liars love details. Way too many of them. Instead of saying, I was at the mall, they'll say, oh yeah, I went to the mall, parked near the entrance, saw this weird guy in a hat, got a pretzel, but the mustard was weird, so I threw it out. Then, hold up. First things first, why didn't you take ketchup? Over-explaining is a classic tactic to sound truthful while distancing you from the irrelevant details. The timed nod. You're mid-sentence, explaining something, and boom, they nod just a second too early. Like they already decided to agree before you even finished. This little trick makes you subconsciously think they're on your side. It's a classic persuasion move used by salespeople, fake friends, and that one coworker who pretends to listen but is actually thinking about what they'll order from Chick-fil-A. Want to test it? Say something completely ridiculous mid-sentence. So yeah, I was saying, and then the raccoon stole my credit card. If they keep nodding, congrats, you've caught them, and yeah, get that spicy chicken sandwich with them. The lip compression. They finish talking, then boom, lips sealed shut like they just hit the mute button. That's their brain screaming, shut up before you make it worse. People do this when they're hiding something, feeling uneasy, or stopping themselves from saying too much. Want to mess with them? Hit them with, you were about to say something else, weren't you? Now they have two choices. Spill the truth, or sit there looking like they just got caught with a mouthful of front desk candy. Either way, they're sweating. The half shrug. Yeah, I guess I could pay you back. One shoulder shrug. Red flag. When people fully believe what they're saying, their body language matches. A real confident statement comes with zero hesitation. But when someone shrugs one shoulder while talking, it's like their body isn't fully on board with their own words. Their mouth says yes, but their posture says, maybe not. If you see this, don't let it slide. Ask, you guess or you know? Watch them suddenly get very interested in their shoelaces. Delayed emotional reaction. Ever told someone something shocking and watched their face take a second to catch up? That's their brain calculating. Oh shoot, how should I act? A real reaction is instant. A fake one has that weird delay. You know, like when a friend gives you that same bottle for your birthday that you gave them last year. If emotions are buffering, they're probably fake. Trust your gut. Exaggerated hand gestures. Some people talk with their hands. Others flail like they're directing airport traffic. Over-the-top hand movements are often used to distract from lies or sell an exaggerated story. Ever seen someone waving their arms around while explaining why they definitely weren't at the party you saw them at? That's probably not passion about definitely spending the night working. It's panic. Watch for this. If their story has more hand choreography than a TikTok dance, they're trying a bit too hard. Best response? Look, Tommy, maybe stop practicing your Jackie Chan moves on me and work on your lying skills. Fake confusion face. Huh? I don't get it. Eyebrows raised, head tilted. Looks innocent, right? Nope. This is a classic defense move when someone's lying but doesn't want to admit to it. It buys them time to think of an excuse. Ever ask someone a really simple question and they suddenly look like you just asked them to defuse a bomb with a spoon, yeah, they're stalling. Come on, Pete. It's not rocket science. Boom. Cornered. The micro smirk. A tiny smirk mid-conversation, that's their ego showing. It's a quick, involuntary, ha-ha, gotcha moment that often when someone thinks they just got away with something. Ever asked someone a serious question and they almost smiled before answering? That's not confidence, it's concealed arrogance. Unless, of course, your question was somehow miraculously funny. The overuse of touch. A light shoulder tap? Whatever. But if they keep touching your arm like you're a lucky charm, that's manipulation. This trick forces fake closeness, making you subconsciously trust them. Pushy coworkers, long-lost high school friends with a great business idea, and that one aunt who treats hugs like a wrestling match all love this move. Want to test them? Step back slightly. If they follow you like a heat-seeking missile, you've found a manipulator, or someone with absolutely no concept of personal space. Either way, start backing up. At this rate, they'll be in your pocket by the end of the conversation. The power pause. They say something manipulative, then pause and hold eye contact. Now you feel awkward and obligated to respond. This trick forces you to fill the silence, often making you over-explain or reveal something you didn't mean to. Ever had someone say, "So, why do you think that?" and then just stare? Yeah, that's not curiosity, that's a strategy. The best way to counter this? Do it back. Say nothing. Just stare right back like it's a Western showdown. The overcompensating eye contact. Liars know avoiding eye contact makes them look guilty, so they overcorrect way too much. Suddenly, they're staring like a psychopath trying to memorize your face for later. Normal people look away naturally, but these guys lock eyes like they're competing in a no-blink championship. Ever had someone stare so hard you started wondering if you owed them money? Yeah, that's not confidence, that's panic disguised as intensity. If someone looks at you like they're about to laser scan your thoughts, they're either lying or trying to sell you a pyramid scheme. Either way, find the exit. The phantom itch. Lying makes people physically uncomfortable. They'll rub their nose, scratch their neck, or touch their face, because stress triggers mild nerve tingles. So if someone suddenly has to scratch their face right after saying, "Trust me, I'd never lie to you," yeah, maybe don't trust them. Feet facing away. A person's feet don't lie. If someone's actually engaged in a conversation, their feet stay pointed towards you. But if their feet are aimed at the exit while they're talking, you're not having a conversation, you're holding them hostage. Next time you're at a party, check it out. If their feet are already halfway to the taxi before they even finish their sentence, do them a favor and set them free. Mirroring of trust. Ever notice someone subtly copying your posture, gestures, or speech patterns? It's not a coincidence, it's a psychological trick. Your brain loves familiarity, so when someone mirrors you, you instantly feel more connected. Used by politicians, salespeople, and anyone trying to get on your good side. Want to test it? Randomly scratch your ear or lean sideways. If they copy you, congrats, you've got yourself a human parrot. Now, have some fun. Start stretching, waving your arms, or staring dramatically into the distance. If they follow along, congrats, you just tricked someone into looking like a complete weirdo with you. Shoulder tension before a lie. Watch for the slight tensing of shoulders right before someone lies. It's like their body braces for impact. It's subtle, but it happens. Their mouth says, "Of course I didn't tell the boss about your Minesweeper competitions with Luke." But their shoulders are like, well, well, well. If you see this, just stare at them for a second. The guilt might make them crack, or at least make them super uncomfortable, which is fun too. Now, back to Minesweeper. Sudden grooming gestures. Fidgeting with their hair, adjusting their clothes, or touching their face mid-conversation. That's the brain's way of screaming, "Distract, distract, distract." Nervous people and liars do this all the time. It's like their body knows they're uncomfortable and is trying to self-soothe. If someone starts fixing their hair mid-lie, Just stare at them and do nothing. Let the awkwardness eat them alive. Of course, it's important to distinguish if they're lying, or maybe just into you. Fake agreement lean in. Oh yeah, the corporate classic. They lean in, nodding like they're agreeing with you, but their words are completely neutral. Yeah, I totally get that. I mean, it's definitely an opinion. It's a manipulation tactic to make you think they're on your side, even when they're not. You really have to watch out for this because it's not that easy to notice, and it often comes from people you wouldn't expect. They win you over, then stab you in the back. Inconsistent head shakes. They say, "Yeah, of course, Susan, I'll support your idea in the meeting," but subtly shake their head no. That's a contradiction, my friend. When someone believes their own words, their body and speech sync up. But when their words are a lie, the body leaks the truth. There's not much you can do about it except know that they won't be supporting your idea in the meeting. Fake thinking face. They rub their chin, squint slightly, maybe even tap their lips. Classic fake deep thinking. This is a stalling move. They're buying time to make up a better excuse or argument. This is something I am personally using a lot when I'm getting uncomfortable. But yeah, it's easy to see through. If you also notice them getting nervous or having a shaky voice, you know something's off. Overemphasized nod. A real nod is natural. A fake nod, way too much. Oh yeah, totally, yeah, absolutely, 100%. Meanwhile, their head is bouncing like a dashboard bobblehead. This is an overcompensation move. It's often used when people want to seem more confident or agreeable than they actually are. How was the Metallica concert yesterday, Jack? I see you still got the moves. Eyebrow flash of deception. Ever noticed how quick eyebrows raise right when someone makes a claim? That's doubt, their own doubt. It's their brain saying, "Wait, do I actually believe this?" before their mouth even finishes talking. This is common in fake excuses, bad poker players, and kids lying about who ate the last cookie. At this moment, if you start digging, you'll eventually make their whole story fall like a house of cards. Hiding hands when lying. Truthful people talk with their hands naturally. Liars, their hands vanish. Suddenly, they're stuffed in pockets, behind their back, under the table, anywhere but visible. That's because our hands subconsciously leak, honestly. Especially if this is accompanied by other signals, you can be sure you're not getting the full story. Looking down after speaking. They just finished talking, and their eyes drop instantly. This isn't shyness, it's discomfort. It means they're hiding something, regretting what they said, or are hoping you won't question it. That's why people say, "Look me in the eyes and tell the truth." It works well, but try doing that with HR when they talk to you about a potential raise after 6 months. I mean, do it and then update your LinkedIn to open to work. Fake yawning to test comfort. As we all know, yawns are contagious. Some people even fake yawn just to see if you'll do it too. Why? Because if you don't, it means you're probably tense. This is a psychological trick used to test how comfortable someone is in a situation. I didn't believe this at first when I read it until it was used on me during a very tense work meeting. Unfortunately, I realized too late. Now, when anyone yawns, I yawn even harder. Twice. Just a precaution. Slow blink of arrogance. A slow, exaggerated blink can be translated as, "Ugh, I am too important for this." It's a subtle way of making everyone feel small. Once you spot this, you can be sure that person thinks they're better than everyone in the room, city, planet, and possibly the entire universe. If someone hits you with the slow blink mid-conversation, don't get flustered. Just hit them back with an even slower blink. Maybe even add a dramatic sigh. Who's talking now, huh? Touching the face before a lie. Scratching the nose, rubbing the chin, or touching the lips right before speaking, that's a signal of stress. The body knows the mouth is about to lie, so it subconsciously tries to distract from it, or better, hide it. In general, people who have nothing to hide don't say anything. Tension before a fake laugh. A real laugh flows naturally. A fake laugh has a split second of tension right before it, because the brain is forcing it. We've all used it to be nice, to fit in, to fill the awkward silence, to be liked by the other person. On its own, it's not necessarily manipulative, but it's part of the mix. Someone is definitely trying to win you over if they laugh at your "why don't skeletons fight each other? They don't have guts" joke. Shrinking posture after a lie. "Hey, did you send the money already?" And just like that, Anthony went from 6'5" to a garden dwarf. Confidence makes people take up space. But when someone lies, they shrink. Their shoulders curl in, their arms pull closer, and suddenly they're smaller than they were a second ago. Pausing too long before an answer. Ever asked someone, "Did you text your ex?" And they stare at you like they just saw the blue screen of death? Yeah, that's not confidence, that's processing time. A slight pause, normal. An awkwardly long pause before answering, that's a mental loading screen. They're constructing a lie in real time. If you see this, don't let them off easy. Just raise an eyebrow and say, "Is your brain running on Windows Vista?" The eye roll. "Hey, could you please check the Excel sheet I sent you?" "Sure." But their eyeballs almost hit the back of their head. Yeah, I guess you know what that means. A tiny eye roll before responding? That's leaked annoyance. Their words might be polite, but their face just called you an idiot. Want to call it out? "Oh, that little eye roll was cute." Want to say what you actually think? Now they have two choices. Admit it or pretend they totally didn't roll their eyes. Either way, I'm grabbing some popcorn. Sudden breathing change. Ever asked someone a simple question and they inhale like they're about to deep dive into that glass of water in front of them? Yeah, that's not casual. That's their nervous system hitting the "oh damn" button. Right before lying, people take a big breath. Their brain knows they're about to say something sketchy, so their body gears up for impact. Just raise an eyebrow and wait. Hands clenching after a question. You ask a tough question, and suddenly they're clutching their drink like it's their last lifeline. The fists are tight, fingers digging in, just enough to make you notice. It's not casual, it's their brain panicking, trying to stop the truth from spilling out. They'll act like everything's fine, but their hands already told you everything. Tapping fingers on a surface. That sick beat they're tapping isn't just boredom. It's impatience or nervousness. If they're tapping while you talk, they want you to hurry it up. If they tap before answering, they're nervous and buying time. Slowly backing away. They're saying, no, I'm totally fine, but their feet are already halfway out the door. Yeah, their mouth is lying. Their body isn't. People step back when they're uncomfortable, trying to escape without actually running. That slow moonwalk, that's their survival instincts kicking in. You've got two options: let them go or step forward. Either way, that conversation will be remembered as very awkward. Overuse of a fake deep breath. Big sigh, dramatic exhale. Oh wow, what a burden it must be to finally tell the truth. Except they're not. This isn't relaxation, it's theatrics. The fake, "all right, fine, here's what really happened" routine. Yeah, they're just buying time while their brain panics for a decent excuse. Real honesty doesn't come with sound effects. If someone needs a whole breathing exercise before answering, whatever comes next is pure fiction. The shoulder touch. "Don't worry, Rachel, you can trust me." And a pat on the shoulder. That casual pat on the shoulder, not so casual. It's a sneaky way to make you feel comfortable while they push their agenda. It's not a handshake, it's not a hug, so why are they even doing it? Exactly, it's a mind trick. Next time someone pulls this move, take a step back right before they make contact. Now they're stuck midair, reconsidering their life choices. The chin lift. Watch for the chin. A slight lift during a conversation, that's their ego clocking in for a shift. Confident people keep natural eye contact. But when someone needs to feel powerful, up goes the chin. It's a dominance move. A little signal that says, "I'm above you and all this." The worse the insecurity, the higher the tilt. Some people are practically staring at the ceiling. The sudden posture fix. They're slouching, half melted into the chair, until they notice someone important. Suddenly, they're sitting like they've got a job interview and a spine transplant at the same time. That's not confidence, that's damage control. It's the body's way of saying, wait, I need to look like I have my life together. Yeah, at least for a few minutes, right? The sudden eye rub. Stress makes people touch their faces more, and the eye rub is a big one. It's a subconscious way of blocking out what's happening. If someone does this mid-conversation, wake them up with a coffee or a slap. Choice is yours, but consequences too. The knee jitter escape plan. You're talking, and suddenly their knee starts bouncing like they're about to launch into orbit. That's nervous energy screaming, "Let me out!" This subconscious movement often happens when someone is stuck in an uncomfortable situation and desperately wants to leave. If you notice it, you're either extremely boring or they're hiding something. That is boring. Let me just lean away a bit. When you see someone lean, it can tell you a lot. Leaning in shows interest, while leaning away signals boredom or discomfort. People often use this trick to make you think they're interested in what you're saying, even when they're not. Want to use it yourself? Lean in slightly during a negotiation or an important conversation. It subconsciously tells the other person, I'm with you. Just don't lean too far or you might end up in their lap. That's a different kind of message. Quick eyebrow raise. Have you ever noticed someone's eyebrows quickly raise when they first see you? It's the body language version of saying, hey, good to see you. It's a quick, universal way of showing friendliness. Using it makes you instantly approachable. Just don't overdo it. Or you might look like you're trying to take off with your eyebrows as wings. Haha, funny, Matt. I know. Standing too close. We've all had that one person who gets way too close during a conversation. It's not just awkward, it's a subtle power move. Standing in your personal space makes you uncomfortable and throws off your balance. People use this to gain control in negotiations or arguments. If someone gets too close, step back slightly. It's not rude, it's reclaiming your territory. Or you could just offer them a mint and see if that solves the problem. You. This one, you really need to know. See how that grabbed your attention? Using the word you makes it feel like the message is speaking directly to you. Think about the difference between saying, the video is worth watching, and, Matt, you will really benefit from watching this video. People are much more likely to listen to something that feels like it's meant for them. Power pose. Why is this guy standing like this? Feet apart, hands on hips, chest slightly puffed out. That's called the power pose. It signals dominance and confidence, making others subconsciously respect and pay attention to him. But it might have additional benefits. Studies even show that holding this pose for just 2 minutes can boost your own confidence and lower stress hormones. Next time you're nervous before a big meeting or date, try it. But perhaps do so in private, so you don't look like you're auditioning for the Avengers. Steepled hands. You've seen this in every dramatic meeting. Someone presses their fingertips together in a triangle with their elbows wide. This gesture clearly signals authority and confidence. It's the go-to move for CEOs, lawyers, and villains in James Bond movies when they want to show they're in charge. We naturally associate it with intelligence and control. Use this move in a meeting or during a debate. It makes it look like you have all the answers, even if you're just making it up as you go. Of course, it's even more powerful when you actually hold all the cards. Eye blocking. Why is Peter rubbing his eyes when I talk to him? Looking away or closing your eyes mid-conversation is often a subconscious reaction to stress, frustration, or even boredom. It's like your brain saying, can we hit pause on this for a second? People naturally do it to cope with information overload or emotions they'd rather not handle in the moment. And hey, if someone does it while you're talking, maybe it's time to check if your story is as thrilling as you think. Over nodding. A casual nod or two, encouraging and natural. But if someone keeps nodding nonstop, it's often a sign of nervousness or desperation, like they're quietly begging. Please just agree with me. People often do this when they're insecure or trying too hard to show they're listening. If you catch yourself over nodding, just take it easy. You want to look engaged, not like you're trying to power a wind turbine with your head. Your neck will thank you too. Chin out. You're in an argument, and suddenly the other person sticks their chin out like they're daring you to say something. That's a clear sign of resistance or unwillingness to give in. It's like their face is saying, "Bring it." You'll see this a lot in heated arguments or UFC stare-downs. If you catch someone doing it, watch out. They're in no mood to give in. And if you do it yourself, well, congratulations, you've just made things way more tense. Exaggerated blinking. Do you know Morse code? Me neither. But some people look like they're sending it with their eyes. If someone starts blinking rapidly during a conversation, it's usually a sign they're overwhelmed, anxious, or maybe even a little panicked. It could mean their brain is working overtime to keep up with you. If you notice this, try slowing down, giving them a moment to breathe, or explaining things more clearly. Or maybe, just maybe, you're talking complete nonsense and they're trying to figure out if it's a bad dream or not. Crossed arms myth. People say crossed arms means someone's closed off, but that's not always true. Sometimes they're just cold or trying to get comfortable. The trick is to check their hands. Relaxed fingers means they're probably just casual. Tense, clenched fists? That's a different story. Crossed arms can also be a self-soothing gesture in awkward situations. So before you assume someone hates your presentation, check if the AC is blasting. They might just need a sweater, not a better argument. Eye squint. Whoa, what happened to Damien's eyesight? He should get glasses. Actually, Damien might be squinting on purpose. It's a subtle sign that he's skeptical or doubtful. Squinting is like your brain narrowing its focus, both literally and symbolically. If you're pitching an idea and someone squints, they're probably questioning it. To handle this, ask, "Is something unclear?" And if you're the one squinting, just know it's a pretty obvious sign you're not buying what they're selling. Feet pointing. Here's a weird but reliable tip. People's feet tell the truth, even when their mouths don't. If someone's feet are pointed towards you, they're interested or engaged. If their feet are pointed towards the exit, they'd rather be somewhere else. Feet reveal where the brain wants to go. So if someone's feet point away during a conversation, let them go. They've already left mentally. Fake smile. A real smile lights up your whole face. It makes your eyes squint and your cheeks lift. But a fake smile, not so much. If someone's mouth is smiling, but their eyes look like they're ready to stab you in the back, it's probably fake. Look for this during interviews, networking, or even family dinners. Look for little lines around their eyes. If there aren't any, the smile isn't real. But hey, fake smiles aren't always bad. They help make awkward moments less awkward. And you might even appreciate one after telling a cringy joke. Pressed lips. When someone presses their lips together, it's a clear sign they're holding something back. It could be frustration, disagreement, or even a lie they're trying to keep hidden. If you notice this during a conversation, it's a hint to dig a little deeper. They're not saying everything they really think. Just be careful not to call it out unless you're ready for a very awkward moment. I need your help. Hey Matt, I need your help. Oh, wow, someone needs my help. Damn, I feel important. Yep, that's exactly the reason why people say this. It plays on our ego. It makes us feel like we're the one who can save the situation, even if it's just about fixing the coffee machine. But in the end, they get us to do it, often in situations where we would normally avoid it. But now, our ego can't resist. Name drop. For many people, hearing their own name is like the most beautiful symphony. Using someone's name in conversation is a subtle way to grab attention and build a connection. Linda, you've got a great point. This will make Linda really like you. First of all, you remembered her name. And secondly, you gave her a compliment. People usually pay more attention when they hear their own name because it makes things feel personal and special. But overusing it can make you sound like a cheesy salesperson trying to sell a vacuum cleaner. Great deal, Tom. You'll love it, right, Tom? Right, Tom? 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 Great deal, Tom. You'll love it, Tom. Right, Tom? Using a name once is flattering. Using it 10 times? That's just creepy. Barrier gesture. Imagine someone holding a coffee cup or purse right in front of their chest during a chat. That's a barrier gesture. a subconscious way to create distance or protection. It's like their way of saying, "I need some space," without saying anything. It usually means they're feeling a bit uncomfortable or not fully into the chat. If you spot this, try easing the tension with a joke or a nice compliment. Hey, maybe they think you're about to ask for their espresso. Glance and look away. Ever catch someone looking at you only to quickly glance away? Makes you wonder what's going on, right? It's usually a mix of curiosity and hesitation. This happens when someone's interested but unsure if it's okay to engage. You're basically seeing the should I or shouldn't I debate happening in their head. If you want to show you're approachable, hold their eye contact for an extra second and smile. Just don't turn it into a staring contest, unless your goal is to intimidate them for some reason. Prolonged pause. Have you ever asked someone a question and they just take a bit too long to answer? It's not always because they're thinking. Sometimes they do it on purpose to create tension. That long pause makes you uncomfortable and forces you to fill the silence, often by sharing more information than you intended. If you want to avoid falling into this trap, don't rush to fill the gap. Sit with the silence and let them feel a little awkward for once. Imagine. Hey, just imagine how life would feel with all of that money. The word imagine is very powerful. It forces you to picture something in your mind. That creates an emotional connection. And when you can picture a goal or outcome for yourself, you're way more likely to want it. So be careful next time a salesperson lets you imagine that Rolls and Florida mansion. Proven. This method is proven to work. Seriously, the word proven is like a psychological guarantee. It reassures people that what they're hearing is backed by evidence without getting into all the details. People use this trick to make their point sound solid, even if the actual proof is a little shaky. It's good to drop the word proven into your arguments now and then, but only if you're certain it's true. Otherwise, you'll likely discredit yourself. Face touch. If someone's touching their face, especially around their mouth or chin, it can be a sign that they're nervous, uncomfortable, or maybe even hiding something. One big red flag? If they cover their mouth while saying, "Trust me, I'm telling the truth." Keep an eye out for this in serious talks or negotiations. It's often a clue that they're unsure or holding something back. Tilted head. When you see someone tilt their head during a conversation, it can mean a few things. A slight head tilt usually shows curiosity or empathy, like they're saying, "I'm listening, Matt, keep going." This simple gesture makes us seem friendly and approachable. Do it often, and you'll look like you're trying to pick up signals from aliens. Great icebreaker. Shoulder shrug. What do you do when you don't know the answer, or maybe just don't care? You probably shrug. It's a universal, subconscious way of saying, "I don't know." But here's the interesting part, the partial shrug. If someone lifts just one shoulder or barely moves both, they might be pretending not to care. It's like saying, "Whatever," while secretly freaking out inside. Keep an eye out for this during arguments or negotiations. It's a sneaky sign that someone's trying to act cool, even if they're stressing out on the inside. To learn more psychological tricks, check out the video on your screen now. Thanks for watching.